Hey everybody, I hope you are having a fantastic day today. Please excuse any noise like traffic, because I do live like on the side of a highway, and usually when I film these videos it's later in the afternoon and most of the traffic will have slowed down, but I decided to film earlier today just to get a head start on my week. And because I missed you guys and I just wanted to stop by and say hi. So today I decided to do a part 2 of what they don't tell you before you get married. I got lots of compliments and just people saying, wow, that was a really cool video that you made that. I really needed to hear that. And you know, I feel like when you go through experiences and you learn from them, you should tell other people if you can help them avoid some pitfalls, or if it can help them to experience more joy and happiness in their journey of being in a relationship and being married. So I've come with part 2, and I actually made a list this time, so we'll see how fluid it is. I'm used to just kind of like talking off the cuff, but today I decided to make a list, and we'll just see how it goes. Also, I feel like my jaws, my cheeks, like I should have warmed up my mouth. You can tell I don't talk to people throughout the day because I'm like talking and smiling at this camera, and I can feel like a burning and tightening in my cheeks, like, oh, this is too much work, the smiling, stop with all the smiling. So anyway, and then also I bought this new like baking powder for your makeup, and I'm not used to wearing and baking anything, and I put it on today with my makeup and it looked fine. I went on Snapchat and I realized I had these huge white rings under my eyes, like, I mean, so white. And so then I went back in the bathroom and I tried to like counteract it with like a powder, so I don't even know if that's showing up. I'll find out in editing if it looks normal or not, and if it doesn't, so what? Okay, so what? All right, so I'm gonna jump right in to the things they don't tell you before you get married. And one of the things that someone may mention to you, but I don't think people understand the gravity of, is you and your partner change. Now, gotta get in there. You will still be married to the same individual you originally married. However, life has a way of changing us and making us different people. Certain life experiences, I mean, life just has a way of shaping you. And sometimes, depending on the individual, that shaping can be good or that shaping can be bad. And it's very important to have a very clear understanding that when you go into marriage, do not go into marriage with a fairy tale sort of mind frame, because that is not marriage. You'll have awesome times in marriage, and you will have downright the most horrible time in your life in marriage, as individuals and together. Just things in life happening. So for instance, example, I am 32 years old. My husband is now 26. He just had a birthday on Saturday. Happy birthday, Pat. And this past Saturday. And with that age gap are different learning curves, and someone may have more life experience, and someone may have a fresher take on life, just based off of that age difference. And so you have to be really patient with each other. You go through things in life that change you. When we were pregnant 3 times, my husband and I, and we lost all 3 babies, and one was a stillbirth. And that changes you. And when you go through things in life, that's the second point, is you will go through trials in your marriage. You're gonna go through super happy moments, and you're gonna go through really dark moments. And you have to be patient with each other as you change and as you grow in these moments. And a lot of times, these challenges and these trials, they shape you to be a better human being. And I say shape because it could very easily change you to not being a positive or a happy person. It depends on, I feel like, your spirit walk. Who do you rely on? Who do you go to for comfort? And for me, mine is God the Father and Jesus Christ and the Holy Spirit, and that's where I go for comfort. So when I was changing because of these life experiences, the only solid ground I had was my relationship with God. And I was blessed to have a very solid partner that no matter what was happening, he was gonna be there, whether he wanted to or not. Because sometimes in marriage, things get really sticky and really hard. And there's one thing I've learned in marriage in almost 4 years, it's almost our 4th year anniversary, is wait it out. There have been so many times when life was just becoming too much, and dealing with my own crap as well as being a wife or mom just felt like overwhelming. And by the grace of God, I was able to wait it out. And I say by the grace of God because if it was in my own strength, I'd have left a long time ago. Because we as human beings, we're so frail sometimes, just in our own strength. And we're flippant. We're here one minute, we're not there the next, and emotional. And sometimes in life, you just have to stay the course and keep it moving. I'm going through something right now personally in my life, and I'll just kind of let you guys in a little bit, but I mean, that's part of this whole channel, is I like sharing and letting you guys know things that are happening in my life and in my heart. So personally, my husband and I have been trying to conceive again for the past 2 years, and nothing had happened. Nothing had come of that 2 years. And then I got some bad news that through surgeries from failed pregnancies, that I had developed scar tissue, and that I wasn't able to conceive on my own by like the doctor's opinion. And then they did this procedure that was extremely painful, that opened up a 50-50 chance for, a small opportunity to get pregnant on our own. And we're still waiting that game out. And by all my physical, symptoms, and one would say, no, you're definitely not, this isn't the time yet. Your time hasn't come yet. But I honestly can't sit and think about that. I can't sit and think about and be like, oh God, why has it been going on for 4 years? Why did I lose so many babies? Why have I had to have so many surgeries? If I spent my time thinking about all this hard stuff that happened to me, not only would I not be able to get up the next day, but I would bring my entire family into that as well. So I say all that to say, in life, you and your spouse are going to change. Life will change you. Life will throw you curveballs. And the best thing I can say is to seek the Father, seek God about it, and stay the course. Just ride it out. And sometimes it's months long of a journey, and you're like, will this ever end? I can't take one more minute of it. But you end up growing as an individual, and you end up growing as a couple. And there's a magic to that. There is something very mysterious about the marriage between a man and a woman. So it's pretty cool. Another thing that's really weird, but very true, is you become each other's father and mother. As a married couple, because you're each other's significant other, you end up filling the spaces. Like for a man, you end up being his mom in a way. You feed him, you take care of his clothes, you kiss the boo-boos, you make sure he's well, and that he has everything he needs to go to work, and you nurture and care for him as a mom would. And when he's upset and sad, he comes to you for comfort. And then as a husband, because he's taken the role of provider, which is something your father would do, and protector, and security, he becomes a father figure to you in a way. Not that you look at him and you're like, Daddy, wah. I didn't know I said that. Not that you look at him like a dad, but you guys end up feeling that support for each other. So take what you want from that. Let's see. You guys will learn each other's limits and respect needs. So your spouse, when you're newly married, you kind of do this dance of my way or the highway between both of you. And as you've stayed together for a while, you learn each other's boundaries and respect needs, their limits and their respect needs. Each person, there's not one individual greater than the other. Your husband deserves respect and love, as well as you deserve respect and love. And you both have to learn each other's limits so you're not constantly pushing the envelope on each other's emotions and character. So taking the time to really be aware of your spouse's limits and respect needs is very important, because if you're aware and you don't try to push the envelope all the time, you're gonna save yourself so much trouble and so many fights and so much heartache, and you're gonna just save yourself a lot of tears. So just be aware of each other's limits and needs when it comes to respect and love. It's just very important. One thing that a lot of people don't talk about, but it is absolutely true, and I honestly don't know a married couple that if they told me they never felt this way, I wouldn't believe them. I feel like it's human nature, and I just wouldn't believe you if you said, I never thought that. You will learn, and some people this happens quicker than others, you will learn how to not have a wandering eye. So as married people, when you're with the same person all the time, you get very comfortable. And to be honest, you kind of forget that other people exist. Like, you're not blind. You still see an attractive person and say that's an attractive person. And most of the time, that's exactly where it stops. But every once in a while, I feel like the devil will throw you a curveball. And there will be somebody who will come up to you, and they'll be attracted to you. And the way they look at you, the way they talk to you, you'll feel something. You'll be like, whoa, that feels uncomfortable. That feels weird. You feel immediately that you're in a danger zone. You know that if you were to encourage that behavior that individual is giving towards you, that you're going to step into another zone mentally and then eventually physically. For me, what's always worked, and my husband does this as well, we run for the hills. If there's a gentleman that is trying to get my attention or looking at me in a longing way or anything that I notice. Like, you have people staring at you and checking you out. That's not the thing. It's when someone is checking you out, doing something about it, and it intrigues you. That's the danger zone. So we run for the hills, both of us. I don't know any person that is not going to, at some point in their marriage, have someone try into, whether they knowingly try to pursue you or, something will happen where you feel like you've entered into a danger zone. And you have to be extremely careful in these instances. Literally, one conversation gone wrong, one text message gone wrong, and this could be in work. You could be texting a coworker, and this coworker be flirting with you offhand, like just a teeny bit. It could be the smallest thing. And if you don't guard your heart, and if you don't run for the hills, you can find yourself in a situation that is so much deeper that you can't pull yourself out of. Only God can pull you out of it. I've never been in a situation where I've allowed myself to fall into another mind frame, thank God. There have been people that have come through my marriage and my life where there was that feeling of danger, where I just knew in my spirit, this is a dangerous friendship. This is a dangerous situation. Not because this person was outwardly pursuing me, but just because sometimes in your marriage you go through these lulls and you go through lonely times being married. You can be very lonely being married just because both of you are very busy. Maybe you're fighting, maybe you're going through a season of like strife. And sometimes that's right when the enemy sends somebody around that is nice to you and thinks that, you know, you're pretty and just, you know, you think they're pretty. And those are, I call those danger zone moments. So whenever I start to go through a dry spell in my marriage, because you will have them, you will have seasons of just dry spells. When someone intrigues me, I stay far away from them. They would have no idea that I thought they were attractive or anything, because I stay so far away that, you know, I pull myself out of the situation. Because one, I love my husband, and two, I love God, and I made a commitment to God, and God sees everything. So for me, by the grace of God, I've not been in a situation like that. Now, my husband and I are parents. My mom, her first husband, my biological father, cheated on her. My husband dealt with it with his family, infidelity in his family's marriage. And so for us, those are very sensitive topics, and we are very aware not to hurt each other in that way. And I'm about to wrap this up because I think I'm going to run out of battery soon. Another thing that you have to be aware of is you will settle into a comfort zone being married, and you guys will just kind of almost stop doing things for each other, stop doing special things for each other. And you have to remember that what you did to get that person, you have to maintain to keep them. And to maintain that love and respect and the caring, you really do have to continue to do the things that you did before, whether it be saying nice things to your spouse, sending love notes, or every once in a while taking them out to eat. And it doesn't have to always be a financial thing, but the things that you know your spouse really reacts to, you have to keep doing that. And sometimes that can be a struggle, especially when you've gone through life things and maybe you guys aren't liking each other that much at the moment. Yeah, I think that's it. I'm gonna round this video up. Like I said, my battery is like literally blinking and I don't want it to turn off on me. If you guys like this video, give it a thumbs up. Be sure to share it. I'm gonna come with a part 3, and hopefully I can have my husband in that one, because I couldn't get him to do it this weekend because it's his birthday weekend. I wanted to give him a break. So, but maybe we're gonna go camping, so maybe we can do it on our camping trip. It's kind of like our little getaway, just me and him. So maybe we can do it then. We'll be in the woods somewhere. It probably won't look cute. but maybe we can do it then. I hope you guys are having a fantastic day. If you look down in the links below, you can follow me on social media, and I hope to get some vlogs going pretty soon. Maybe I can put one on the main channel, let you guys see what that looks like. And I love you guys, and I hope you have a great day. Be sure to subscribe. If you're not subscribed, go ahead and stop what you're doing and hit the subscribe button. And share this video to people you know who are going to get married, people who are dealing with marriage problems. And like I said, I just wish you guys the best, and I just want to give you some tips on how to be happy in married life. Alright, I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye!